Thank you for offering this session to share about our work in Madagascar. Thank you, Patricia, to stand with me and offer guidance and your huge experience on how to build a Montessori school for all. My name is Jackie Sutter. I am from Madagascar, born in France. I am the mom of Matt. He's 28 years old and a younger entrepreneur. I'm mom of Clem, who passed away at the age of 20 in 2020. My son Clem was volunteering for Education for Madagascar on a regular basis. So I promised I will do all my best to go on and keep this project alive and sustainable. Very proud of my two boys who are both Montessorian. I dream to make a peaceful world with no poverty. The question is, why? Why Madagascar? Why education? Madagascar is one of the most beautiful landscapes in the world, with a rich subsoil and a wide range of biodiversity. It is a big country, bigger than Thailand, twice the size of the UK. The Madagascar people is very young, 50% are under 18, but unfortunately the population is very poor. Madagascar is the 10th poorest country in the world in 2022. $500 of GDP per capita is less than $2 a day. The completion rate in school is both the consequence and the cause of this poverty. Why Madagascar is poor? Because of the lack of education. I have to share this very sad data because it explains the situation. 15% is the shocking figure. Only 15% of the teachers in primary school are trained in Madagascar. As a result, the class is hard to organize, pupils are giving up, they leave the school to work. We have less girls at school because the boys are the priority of the family. The middle school completion rate is also very poor, and we experience child labor as well, unfortunately. Why Madagascar is poor? Because of the burden of the tradition. We need to balance between the past and the future and think to free ourselves from the top-down authority. Also, think about how to free the critical thinking of the child. Education for Madagascar first goal is to prevent and elevate poverty for children and young people by providing programs like nutrition, healthcare project, education for boys and girls, drought and water scarcity, advocating for the planet against climate change. Last but not least, we aim to offer a quality education for life. Our three pillars are quality, ethics, and sharing. To guarantee quality, we aim to put in place a set of specifications for schools of excellence. We need to ensure that ethics are the rules by setting a good governance. We are a non-profit. All our beneficiaries are the most in need in the 4 villages. As of now, we have more than 540 children and 250 women registered in the NGO as beneficiaries. They are the most vulnerable in the country. We started to build a house in 2009, supporting 20 pupils. By 2015, this number has reached 55. 1 year later, we decided to become official. The UK charity was registered. 1 year later, the NGO was created in Madagascar. And in 2018, a French nurse set up a non-profit association in France. By 2019, we expanded to a second village, supporting 300 children. This year, the first school for women was born. In 2020, we built the health center. 1 year later, we also expanded to one more village and started to teach permaculture and to duplicate a school for women. Last year, and in 2022, we set up a branch in Switzerland. All the 12 projects are all linked together. The final aim of Education for Madagascar is to solve the economic issue of the community with a social enterprise. Madagascar has already lost 80% of its natural areas because of the deforestation. Educational program to reverse the situation is a must. With the permaculture techniques, children learn how to grow food free from chemicals. WASH project is about water, sanitation and hygiene. We are facing an open air defecation everywhere in Madagascar, and we need to save every drop of water in a rain tank. Tumadi Health Center has 1 doctor, 1 part-time nurse, 1 midwife student. During the School for Women, we talk about family planning, gender equality, how to cope against violence. We are very lucky to have a chef who organizes all about healthy food. We offer a meal a day. We develop 6 educational projects. Education from Madagascar offers school fees to students who wish to study at a university. In return, these students give time to the younger ones. We have an average 10 students each year living in the campus. Volunteering in Madagascar is an exchange program between Europe and Madagascar. The young people learn English or French through a linguistic immersion. Career Day awareness is to share about every possibility of career, starting with the Japanese Ikigai test. CARE stands for Coding, Applications, Robotic Education for 12+. Cant means culture in Malagasy. Here we have 4 music teachers, 2 guitars, 4 violins, 1 piano. And last but not least, AKKA Nikilung is the last newborn. Please help me to thank Patricia, who is really the brain and the heart of AKKA Nikilung, AKKA Montessori School. Thank you so much, Patricia.
Thank you very much, Jackie, for all of this information on the country. One of the questions, why Montessori in Madagascar? And it's very simple. It's that children deserve the very best and of the highest quality education. And it's as simple as that. So why did I get involved in education for Madagascar? The main reason is because of the trust and the confidence in Jackie Sutter's work as the president of Education for Madagascar, as well as the trust and confidence in the Montessori pedagogy as an aid to life, and also the idea of sowing seeds in a country that I so admire, yet is so poor, especially on the educational level, was very motivating. Here we have an image of the children's section of the campus when we first arrived in February 2023 with the classroom with a hard roof so that things don't blow away when there are high winds and hurricanes. There's a beautiful yard where they can play. There's a vegetable and flower garden as well, and it's a true haven of peace for all of those who enter. There's a peaceful campus view onto Antananarivo, the nation's hustling and bustling capital, with little animals running around and beautiful flowers and bees and insects, and a beautiful view from the highlands. We received in February 2023 such a warm welcome from the staff, the employees and volunteers alike. They even gave a concert in our honor and sang Malagasy, French, and English songs to us. It was very, very touching. I did observations of the daycare with the 24 children aged 2.5 to 6, and there was a surprisingly strong demand to partake in the 4 conferences given over a 1-week period, with participants coming from as far as a 2-day drive in order to get there to listen. The campus is perfectly suited for the creation of a Montessori learning environment. The conferences that were given were based on two subjects. There was Maria Montessori's philosophy and pedagogy, as well as multilingualism in a Montessori school. And those conferences were both given twice. The people that attended these conferences were, 1/3 of them were professionals from childcare, education, and medical professions. 1/3 were curious parents and parents who already had their children in the Saturday morning daycare. And the last third were staff members, employees, and volunteers alike. At the end of the day, after the fourth conference, people just didn't want to leave and stayed on to ask many questions for quite a few hours afterwards. And it goes to show the importance of how interested people are in this pedagogy. We had a visit of a local park on the first Sunday so that we could get to know one another and see the local park and animals. And we also had a visit to the very successful Eco Village, which is a true model not only for Madagascar, but should also be a model in sustainability and autonomy for many countries throughout the world. Meal times were for discovering Malagasy cuisine and working as well, and pleasurable moments. We can see the lane here. It's absolutely beautiful, leading to the classroom area in the courtyard and the children playing outdoors. The important points that took place as of day 2 were hand washing before going in, and since then there has been feet washing as well. We set up, from day 2, we set up a welcome area so that the children could put all of their things that they had brought from home into that particular area and free their hands so that they could work in the classroom environment. We set up individual trays very quickly with practical life activities on the shelves, especially nose blowing and face cleaning. Individual presentations were given on a non-stop level while the other children were in their usual group setup. There was a lot of grace and courtesy lessons given non-stop as well. And we put an end to the screaming and yelling by the enthusiastic children who wanted to call out the right answer and screamed and yelled to be heard. So that ended very quickly. The children welcomed all of these changes with open arms and interest, and they got right onto the path of concentration with great engagement. Having come for 6 days in a row, as of day 3, the environment became a place of calm on the path to concentration, a haven of protection from noise pollution and the like. The children began to fully understand that this was their children's house. I did quite a few observations, and the children also received individual presentations while others were in their usual group activities. As of day 3, children worked on their own with concentration and engagement. There was a new Montessori learning environment in the making right before my eyes, and the children have baffled my mind and soul. There was a lot of outdoor time with a lot of beautiful outdoor spaces where the children could work outside. So what took place before leaving, other than working in the classroom in the 4 conferences? We did the shopping necessary for the practical life activities, choosing beautiful Malagasy artistry in order for the children to discover their own riches. We also did a meticulous inventory of the classroom material, as well as the material brought over in our suitcases from Europe. We set up all of the administration of the classroom. We set up the schedule between March and August 2023. We also took care of the organization of the carpentry workshop. The workshop started running in full swing, and we started with the trash cans, wooden trash cans for recycling, the trays, small furniture to hold the future material. There was a list made of the missing material, and we worked with the carpenters to secure the future mezzanine where the children would nap and rest. the choice was made for the future assistants who would do the assistant training with the ISMM AMI Institute in France. And we also took care of the enrollment and the start of French classes at the Alliance Française in Antananarive for Alida, the future assistant, to improve her French comprehension and put everything on her side in order to be successful in the assistant training course. We also did the validation of the future AMI Montessori guide, who would arrive on August 20th, 2023. Hasina is the future Montessori guide who will do her studies at the ISMM AMI Institute in France and her internship at EMIT in the same town. All of the paperwork, along a tremendous obstacle course for the obtention of her passport and student visa, took place. I need to remind you what Jackie has already said, but Hasina is part of the 15% of teachers that have a university degree in Madagascar, and she will be the first certified AMI Montessori teacher in the country. Hasina is a ray of sunshine with the children, and after reading a multitude of books written by and about Maria Montessori's work, she will surely succeed in her AMI studies. She will return to her classroom in August 2024, a classroom that Alexandra Michel, Montessori guide, will have run from September 2023 to June 2024. Since my leaving Madagascar in March 2023, Hasina, alongside her assistants, has welcomed the children on a daily basis with lots of practical life and grace and courtesy lessons in the making, and the children are ready for more. Upon my return to Europe and New York, I continued working with Jackie and the AKKA team at a distance on a daily basis. We were reunited with Jackie after 7 months of distance work at the ISMM in France. We partnershiped with Aviation Sans Frontières, so that Aviation Without Borders, so that the material could leave France and be shipped to by flight to Madagascar. We also partnershiped with Julien Mendez, the director of ISMM and Education for Madagascar. We had quite a few meetings and greetings. We met with Alexandra Michel. We worked on her contract and got to know her better. I also attended the AMI AGM in Delft, met a lot of wonderful people, and also let everyone know that AKKA was in the making. While in New York, I met with Evelyn Greenberg, who is the AMI representative to the United Nations, and Evelyn will help us to let people know what AKKA is about at the United Nations. The NGO is run by dedicated, dynamic, intelligent, and creative staff members with a deep-rooted love for their cause. The inauguration of AKKA Montessori in the highlands of Antananarive, of the first Montessori Children's House with AMI trained staff, will be on September 2nd, 2023, with beautiful promises and a lot of enthusiasm ahead. Jackie, you'll talk to us about partnership with Montessori Consulting France and other partnerships.
Thank you so much, Patricia. And nothing is impossible with our partnership. Here they are. And the partnership in progress. AMA, Association Montessori of Madagascar, is a non-profit association in the making. It's the result of the conferences given by Patricia in Madagascar that leads to a gathering of Montessori lovers. We have 5 potential members so far, and the founding assembly is planned in August. I'm delighted to welcome you in Madagascar and visit our campus. Thank you very much for your attention.